Oh, here we are. That working now? Where's my captions? Hello? Okay. Captions. Okay. It's been a minute. Hello, friends. Hi. Good morning, Joopy. Good morning, Salty. Salty, congrats on being first in the chat and first in our hearts. It's lovely to see you. I've been trying to figure out what this little banner thing is above my head. I have no idea where that's coming from. Wait, is it coming from this? Oh. Whip. Jesus fuck, hi. 38 months in a row. Thank you for your continued support. The caption saying not working was really funny. Hi, thank you, Cress, for your continued support. 15 months in a row. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I'm working on it. There's so many things going off. Where do I do the thing? Unfortunately, I've been logged out of everything, so I have to log back into everything, which is why we don't have translation. Why has the heart fallen off in the background? Because I don't know. It just did. The adhesive decided it just wasn't sticking to the whiteboard anymore, and it just came blip. It's gotta brush the rust off of everything. You're so right. Hold up. Overlays. It's this one. Yeah, you know, the heart fell down, and I was also like, it's just a metaphor for everything that's going on in my life. Alert, okay. Gonna do dinner soon. Hope you enjoy the vivid stasis. I've been enjoying it so far. Also, we're in a hype train. Thank you for the hype train. Good. I forgot to finish saying hi to everybody. Good morning, Alice in Streamerland. It's good to see you. Good morning, Red. It's good to see you. Good morning, Cress. And Tori, congrats on being not first. It's lovely to see both of you. Where the shit is the settings for this? Nani the fuck? It's so miserable outside, but at least you can rock your Scott Pilgrim video game hood. Hell yeah. I fucking love Scott Pilgrim. Alright, no. I don't need... Okay, so this is the one that I need to edit. Where is... Okay, fuck, I figured it out, I think. Okay, I think. No, we'll lower this a bit anyway. Scott Pilgrim is everybody's favorite terrible person. It's true. I was only at 50% volume. That's crazy. You haven't seen or played it, you should read it. The movie is good on its own, but the original graphic novel is so much better. Okay. We're gonna save. Emulate subscription. That's still really loud. Sorry for the doubled audio, by the way. That's 16% volume. The fuck you mean? Well, we just have to hope that that took. Hi. It's been a minute since I've been here, and I haven't done much. It's mostly just been me sleeping and crying. I've been so burnt out. I've been so exhausted all of the time that, like, the thought of leaving my bed just was, like, impossible. And that's kind of where I've been at for, like, 2 weeks. It's good to see you, Shin. I picked a fight with some shitty people on Twitter, and it's mostly been what I've been up to. I've been watching a lot of baseball and hockey. So yeah, it's good to see everybody. Good to see I'm able to get on the stream again. Yeah. I met up with Red and I got some edibles, and that helps. I think you did come in. You were hanging out. I think we were watching the Flyers game. Glad I'm feeling better. I don't know if it's like entirely better, but like I at least have enough energy to like get out of bed, which is more than where we've been. True, we did get boba. And then yesterday I got to hang out with my neighbors a little bit. Oh, like Mikami from Death Note. Instead of delete, 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 you block. Dude, people have been trying me online, and they don't understand that I will, in fact, curse them out and then block them. I called somebody a slimy bitch for yelling at me on his alt. It's like, say that, get on your main account and say this shit to my face. Fucking slimy bitch. Been on Threads more. Facebook keeps trying to get me to join Threads. Mushby, good morning. And I keep refusing. It would help if I had my activity feed. There we go. Thank you for the hype train, guys. And Shin, thanks for streaking. You see, yeah, I mean, okay, well, if they didn't want me to fight them, they shouldn't have said something stupid on the internet. It's really just that easy. Just don't say something stupid on the internet, and I won't have to fight you. Fucking transmeds, I swear to God. It was wild. Like, I had trans people calling me a man, and then I also had British people calling me a man. And at no one point did the trans people, the fucking transphobic trans people, have like one minute to sit there and go, maybe we're the baddies. Maybe we're the baddies. It's Twitter. It's just nothing. It's just full of nothing but dumbasses. There's a lot of really good people on Twitter. There's also a lot of really shit people on Twitter. And sometimes the shit people being on Twitter makes being on Twitter all the more worthwhile. Because, like, at least I get to watch somebody else's life fall apart in real time. Instead of just watching my own, you know? A lot of trans people. No, we're talking about trans meds who are not baddies. If you're a trans med, you can never be good looking, actually. It's against the law. They're fuck nuggets. Exactly. I'm tired, boss, is all, yeah. I'm also tired, Shin. Ari, good morning. It's good to see you, darling. Bye. Alright, Seribot. We gotta get Seribot back up in this bitch. Right, I have to add an emote. Jumping into games. Maybe Osmandius from Watchmen had a good point. Yeah, sorry about what do you do? Just join the channel, dude. A 20 stream streak, holy shit, Ari. Let's have good games, Salty. I don't remember if I said that. I also have pizza that I was reheating, so let me go grab that real quick. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Let's do one of these. Hey, I'm streaking here. Thank you for the 35 stream streak. Thanks for your continued support. Game, are you... Hello? I don't remember this intro. Okay. I guess that was it. It's a little loud on my end. I need base 10 to get to the final answer. It doesn't start in base 10. Oh, no. So probably hex. And that's base 16. A through F. I don't have anything higher than it. So yeah, it's probably hex. I am actually going to put music back on for this because it's just me thinking. Okay, 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 okay. So B... B11. A would be 10, B would be 11. I'm guessing that's 11 minus 3. Wait. Do I have this backwards? Is red subtraction or addition? Red is addition. Okay. That's much more manageable. Tori, thank you for the subscription. 17 months in a row. Holy shit, dude. It's almost a second Twitch, baby. One more. Oh, I know what I did. I know how to fix it. Flip this out of the way. There we go. We don't even need to do the cut. Okay, I fixed the thing. Okay, right. So this is 11 plus 3. Gonna be 14. I'll do all the letters afterwards. F is 15. B would be 11. 8. Shoutouts to the Nonary games for teaching me fucking binary. C minus 9. C would be 12. Minus what? 3. F minus 1 is 15, minus 1 is 15. E plus 6. It's 20. Plus 8, 20. No, keyboard, can you not change my shit? Binary and hex are good to know. I don't know if I'll ever learn binary. I know with helping end with D&D stuff, so you might vanish randomly. Good to know. I mean, how dare you leave here? 3 would be C. And again. The Nocturne? I'm glad I kept this in the proper formatting. Supposed to be you. Probably fucked up maths. Oh, it was D-8, and I did D+8 there, didn't I? Yeah. So I fucked up the last letter, but I got the right puzzle. Or right solution, just because it's like, well, you're one letter off. Then good happens at a roadside. Hello? It's for you, apparently. Dad? What did Mom say? Are you okay? What? Why are you crying? Hit and run? What's that? Sis? Well, that's horrifying. Don't need to be going this way. I gotta be going this way. This one I saw the solution for. And this one I do like. Mirror this to get an A. Or mirror this way to get A. Mirror this way to get M. This way to get B. I. D. E. X. like this should be relevant. Down, down, left, down, down. XOR. What? I've been here before, haven't I? Exclusive or XOR. Maybe it's binary operation. First time we had to visit Shrine Port Dock. Oh, operators. Like search operators. Right? More like gates. Don't need to save. This feels relevant. God, shout outs to the digital age, making doing note taking in games so much easier. That it's I don't even think I need to do this puzzle. Because I think I've unlocked the area, yeah? Where's literally anything? Here, what the... Okay. If red and blue are add and subtract, there are only two possible things yellow can be. Okay, so it's either multiply or divide, right? Start with 6. Be 9 plus 1 would be 10. Or if it's divided, it'd be 2 plus 1 would be 3. Just gotta keep track of both numbers, I guess. It's either 2 or 8. -1 is 9. It's gotta be multiplication, right? Because you wouldn't be able to divide 5 by 2. Okay. 4 times 4 is 16 minus 5 is 9. Two by 4, 8. Okay, so how many 9s do we have in a row? That's 5 by 2 is 10. 10 by 2, 20. Uh, 5 times 3, 15. Plus 4, 19. 4 by 5 is 20. Minus 5 is 15. I don't think I did this correctly. All right, we'll give this a try because this is nonsense, but whatever. Yeah. Wait. I did math wrong on the first one. So it's 19. Oh, that's why. I deleted the wrong number. I think. Or I just fucked up the math way more than I thought. Entirely possible. I just fucked up so much math. Okay. What did I just add everything? What am I doing with my life? uh hmm. Did I miss a letter somewhere? Oh. I see what I did. I did miss a letter. What the fuck? Work backwards. Look for words you might have seen before. Oh, my brain does not like this at all. My brain does not like this at all, friends. I will just straight up cheat on this one. Oh, hypermate. There's no shot I was getting that one. safe position. A large gate stood in front of us. Alright, I'm pretty sure the core is right behind here, but in front of the door was a large lock with a screen on it. I walked over to it. It says, verify synchronization of subject to access shutdown box. And there's a button that says test. Figures, of course it wouldn't be that easy. I turned back to look at her. Do you know what this thing is asking us to do? Yeah, I think so. It looks like it wants to test us against our trauma over Ski's death. What? Why? Well, we're the subject, remember? We were the one who placed in the Duskbreaker to treat our trauma about her death. Looks like it doesn't want to even give us the time of day about how we can get out of here until we've proven we can overcome the trauma. God damn it, Dad. Your trauma machine's a pain in the ass. Tell me about it. I exhaled. Okay, I guess we have to hit the test button. Do you know what it's going to do? I have absolutely zero idea. I've never been able to get in here before. Great, well, here goes nothing, I guess. Walked over to the device and hit the test button. A loud whirring noise filled the room, and then... I'm gonna have an ad start any moment. I cannot see what's going on. This is just fucking rude. I love when I don't have to do anything. When I came to, I was inside a small room with a large glowing machine in the center. I sat up. Storyteller sat next to me against the wall. Reading realized I ran into translation comics some time ago. And it had in a tab on your phone. Oh, that's lovely. Good morning. Huh? How long was I out? Well, you woke up about 3 minutes after me. I don't know how long I was out for. Time is frozen in the sim layer, remember? Right. Forgot about that. So where are we? Inside the Duskbreaker's core. I carried you in here after I woke up outside the gate. The lock was removed. So, did we pass the test? What did it even do? I have no idea, but I don't think it would have been unlocked if we hadn't passed by whatever margin it considers that to be. I sighed and sat up. Through the room was though the room was small in diameter. The ceiling was quite high, and in the center of the spherical room sat a large glowing pedestal whirring non-stop. So then, that's the Duskbreaker's core. It seems like it. How exactly is this thing supposed to tell us how we can get out? On the other side, there's a little screen. I haven't messed with it too much yet, but it seems to be a control panel for the Duskbreaker. The entire Duskbreaker? That's a good find. I wouldn't get your hopes up, knowing how strict EDEP is about permissions. True. I stood up and walked over to the screen. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of buttons. Yeah, I think the shutdown function is listed under System Management tab. Oh. System Management shutdown, there it is. Should I press it? I mean, you can try. If it just works, it'd be great, but it won't be that easy. Okay, here goes. I tapped the button labeled Sim Layer Eject and shut down. Brought up another tab. Looks like this is another menu. Hold on. It explains the thing. I'll read it. To shut the Duskbreaker off from inside, first you must eject the subject and any other inhabitants from the sim layer and return them to their original layer. Wait, huh? Wasn't that the whole point of Duskbreaker, that it wasn't actually moving their entire minds in the simulated world? Yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on here. Oh! What is it? I think I might know. Hold on, let me think. Keep reading for now. Okay. Once the sim layer inhabitants have been ejected, they'll be stored in memory temporarily. From here, the subject can press the shutdown switch to shut off the sim layer, finish the transfer to the original meta layer. So sounding like we have to first eject them. That'll bring everyone here, or at the very least somewhere where we can access the same control panel. That probably wouldn't be the between space, then, since the void is not exclusive to the Duskbreaker and exists outside of every world. I'm guessing it's a smaller temporary simulated environment. To begin the eject procedure, please tap the scan button to allow 1028 to verify the subject's identity. Ah, bingo. Looked over at her and she stood up and walked over to me. Did you figure something out? Sure did. Figured out why the shutdown sequence doesn't match how Dad designed the Duskbreaker. I stepped aside and she fiddled around with the control panel and she found an about page. Of course. Take a look. She pointed at the part of the screen that read, Adaptive System Framework, 1028 Uniform Controlled. Uniform 011 Controlled. That was one of the passwords to the first chapter. This thing adapts depending on the situation, and thanks to the godforsaken 1028II, which means the conditions for exiting changed after we were put into the Duskbreaker, and this situation became what it is. Exactly. Of course. Dad had to jam his stupid AI into the thing. I mean, hey, it does work well. Keeps us alive, and even despite how much went wrong. True, but check this out. She went back to the shutdown menu and tapped the scan button. Wait, now? What about... Oh. An error popped up on the screen. It read, wavelength mismatch. 1.66 PB data discrepancy. Data discrepancy? Of course, it wouldn't be that easy. God damn it. Mind explaining? Okay. So do you know how big a human brain is? I think it depends on the size of the guy. Storyteller laughed. No, not that kind of size. I mean, like in data. Human brains are just electrical interpreters. Everything we take in, remember, can be measured in data size. Oh, I'd have no idea then. Sorry, that's alright. Right, so it's around 2,500 terabytes. When we got put in the desk breaker, our data was split. Something like you and I each got around 850 terabytes. And Ski and Dawn each got 400 terabytes. What? How does that make sense? I struggle to believe that any of us could function without at least, like, 99% of the 2,500 terabytes. Good question. My running theory is that our minds, though separated by the severance of emotion, are still connected. It explains why Dawn is empowered by your belief in her ideal, even though you're different people in Layer 0. Or why I was able to replace Dawn's memories back into her after the World Keeper ejected them in the severance. She looked back at the terminal. Notice the amount of data that's not matching? 1.66 terabytes, or petabytes, or 1,660 terabytes. I finally understood what she was getting at. That stuff Dawn was talking about with becoming whole again needs to be all of us to be in one body or mind again before we can leave, right? Yep, now convincing me to join your mind won't be as hard at all. Ski will be difficult, but it's possible. Dawn, on the other hand, is the real trouble here. Wait, why would you join my mind? What's gonna happen to you? Aren't you the original Saturday? We're all the original Saturday. I'll still exist, just as part of the mind of Saturday. Just like how it was before we entered. That isn't fair. I should be the one to join your mind then. The one who's been trying to get to this point. I'm just a body of the original. Storyteller put her hand on my shoulder. You're the one who's lived through every cycle. All 8,266 of them. You've been through hell and back, died and come back to life thousands of times. If you joined into my mind, all of that would cease to be real. You don't deserve that. Don't undersell yourself, goddammit. Without you, none of this would have been possible. I don't want to see you go. You shouldn't have to go. Saturday, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be with you from now till the end. Not the end of the desk breaker, but the end of our life. We aren't supposed to be separated like this. This is how it should be. I walked forward and fell into her arms. Hugging her tight, I cried. Okay. Thank you. So how do we have you join my mind? I noticed this earlier, under wavelength matching menu on the control panel. She navigated to the menu, pointed at the button called Data Merge, and she pressed it. Looks like it wants a wavelength of data to be copied over first. So I'll tap the button here. She tapped the button, enabled Accept Data. The screen changed, now requesting the wavelength of the data that will receive the merged data. You're up. Yeah. Stepped in front of the terminal and tapped the Accept Data button. The screen changed. It had two buttons that needed to be pressed by both wavelengths. Looked over at Storyteller. She was clearly nervous. You don't have to do this. Now. She slammed her index finger on the button and didn't release it. Seeing the extent of her determination, I did the same. A loud whirring filled the spherical room, and the process began. Uniform 011, merge authorized. WL1. WL2, opening, begin transfer. felt my feet touch ground on a familiar soil again. Once again, in the midst of a one-sided firefight. Did you miss me? Dawn, having realized the culmination of her villain monologue was a severe anticlimax, kept fruitlessly pulling on the trigger. Ski looked on with an unreadable expression as blood soaked through my clothes before they repaired themselves, my wounds closing as fast as she was making them. Bullet after bullet penetrated my skin, and I didn't feel a thing. It took about 10 seconds before she was finally too exasperated to pull the trigger. How the fuck are you... What? She spoke in shaky breaths. The once confident girl was now timid and bemused. Ski, too, was bewildered by what was happening. Soon, Dawn's confusion was replaced by unadulterated rage. Don't fuck with me. She made a show of pulling the trigger again, aiming clean for the head. It's about as effective as the previous dozen times she tried to kill me in the past minute. Why the hell are you still here? How are you standing? Why has the cycle not reset? She hadn't realized it yet. I gave her time. Another bullet flew out, but this one was a narrow miss. I'm not sure if she was intentionally doing it, or just too consumed by anger to aim properly. Why are you alive? You've been shot multiple times. You know so much about your sister's death, yet we're obviously still on 8266. Are we? I wonder. Could visualize the gears turning by the look changing behind her eyes. She was putting the pieces together in her head, though she wasn't quite as ready to admit to herself how powerless she was. Ski was just watching the fireworks unfold as she processed all of this information, and I couldn't blame her. You're not Layer 0 anymore, are you? I was silent. Oh god, you aren't even Layer 1. A smile crept across my face. I couldn't help but feel a sense of schadenfreude, seeing the girl who was so adamant in killing me and resetting the cycle realize how powerless she was now. But of course she was powerless. She didn't have access to the fourth dimension. She didn't have you. As Dawn experienced the stages of grief, I transcended my reality, synchronizing with myself, experiencing the lives of thousands of different Saturdays. Each with lives so similar to mine, yet each ultimately cut tragically short by a feud between my self-appointed protectors. It's a sobering realization, but an empowering one, now that I had the tools to shape my own future. I was finally a version of myself that could be confident in. Thanks to her, and thanks to you, I won't let our dream go unfulfilled. That's a lot of cycle counts. Dawn staggered back. Any and all energy had evaporated from her after millions of cycles. She began to sob. God fucking damn it. Walked over to her and kneeled down. You're not a bad person, Dawn. I understand. Yeah, and what makes you think you could understand what I've been through? What makes you think that? Well, for one, you are literally a part of me. Piss off. I extended a hand to her. Let's go home. Together. Looked over at Ski. She seemed to understand and nodded. But Dawn didn't take my hand. She slapped it away and stood up, her eyes still full of tears. Like hell I'm going home with any of you. Dawn rematerialized her pistol and pressed a button on it. The holster switched around and the end of the gun took the form of a knife. This is only going to end one way, Saturday. You realizing that you don't need her. I'll do anything to achieve that. She swung her gun knife down beside her, creating a fissure in the air. I'll be seeing you soon. She walked into her self-made portal and disappeared. Ski rushed over to me. Are you really Saturday? Yeah, just a little more whole than I was before. You're gonna need to fill me in on what's going on. Don't worry, I will, but we need to make a truce. I can't fight both of you. I think I've only got 1 million cycle battle in me, ever. Yeah, I don't have any reason to attack you at this point. Suddenly the ground around us began to shake. What's going on? Dawn, what the hell is she doing? The night sky above us turned a violent shade of red. Parts of the terrain around us began to glitch out, and a larger rock monument stabilized and began rolling down the hill towards us. Quick, grab Allison. Go. Right. Rushed over to wake up the still unconscious Allison. Despite having storyteller inside me now, wasn't any more physically fit. Come on, Ellie, wake up. Wake up. Allison's eyes fluttered open. Saturday? What's... Her eyes went wide when she fell to the ground, shaking. Ah. She stood upright immediately and I grabbed her hand and ran after Ski down the hill. Behind us, the stone monument tumbled down and landed right on top of the graveyard. Allison, Ski, and I stood at the bottom of the hill, gazing up at the now red sky. Saturday, what's going on? And she turned to look at me. What's the new outfit? I mean, I like it, but just what the hell is happening? I sighed. It'll take a while to explain, but I promise I will. Can you go see if the buses are still running? Yeah, hold on. Allison took out her phone and began to check. Walked over to where Ski stood alone, looking up. I know that you're not the real Ski. Yeah. Even still. Oh. I'm glad you're with us now. Yeah. I looked up with her. Dawn, she's hurting. I know she is. Red sun? Red sun over paradise? She really does a good job of making it feel like a climactic final chapter, doesn't she? Oh, she is part of us. We are huge nerds. Ski laughed in what must have been her first genuine laugh since she'd been split off. You got me there. I felt a tap on my shoulder. I looked over to see Allison gesturing towards her phone. Bus is still running. We should get back to Chio's as soon as possible. Agreed. Oh god, there's gonna be a lot to explain here. Allison looked wearily at Ski. Yeah, no kidding. We walked down to the bus stop. We finally had a way out. I wasn't going to stop until we made it. Dawn staggered into her room, out of breath. She noticed the bed sheets ruffled, as if someone else had used them, but didn't have the energy to be upset. She flopped onto her bed. Theme song of Sundowner. I've not... Metal Gear Revengeance is the only one I haven't played. Is this the right thing to do? She said the words, but like every other time she thought them in the past 4 hours, she dispelled them immediately. It's very... Yeah, it is. I have to come all this way just for this. She stood up and sat down at her desk and opened up a file folder on her computer that she hadn't touched in what felt like centuries. A folder called Ultimation. Dawn double-clicked to open the application and hit a button labeled Start. The screen flashed. If they want to play with fire, then I'll give them a whole meteor shower. Date of corruption 12/38/2022. Date of corruption 11/59. Please wait for the designated time for the simulator corruption. Start chapter 5. Oh, that's the end of chapter 5. Let's start chapter 6. I'm gonna go refill my water. Squiddy, good morning. It's good to see you, friend. Hey. A voice calling for me? I stirred in my dream a bit and saw a young figure fade into the horizon. It's my sister, Ski. You're going to laze around all day? You're a bad friend, you know. Why? Your friends are working so hard for you, and what are you doing for them? Holding things up by taking a nap? Wait, a nap? Yes. Sadie, you're asleep. You're dreaming. How do you know? Oh, come on. You know how I know, and it's the same way you know. Of course, she was right. This was a dream because my sister wasn't with us anymore. So wake up. I don't want to. I'm going to stand here and tell you to wake up until you wake up. Ski always had this stubborn side to her, which, in some ways, made her the perfect big sister to myself. Hey, get up. Get up. Up. Get up. Up and at 'em. Wake up. Come on, get up. Hey. As the world of dreams faded away, I watched her shape float away from me. Her voice, however, continued to reverb through my ears. Chapter 6, Terminal Journey. You, up. Saturday. Oh my god. Huh? My eyes snapped open, and I saw a familiar face staring down at me. You are literally the worst. Huh? What time is it? It's 2:34 p.m. Saturday. Do you know what 2:34 p.m. is? What is 2:34 p.m.? 15 whole minutes after we're supposed to be leaving is what it is. Ugh, sorry, I had a weird dream and I guess I just didn't want to leave. Hearing those words, Ski seemed to have understood and her demeanor softened a bit. About your sister, I'm guessing. Yeah, it was just a dream though. Nothing but a figment of my own psyche. Ski softed jokingly, trying to lighten the mood. Well, I'm a figment of your own psyche, so your wording hurts a little there, but I get it. I chuckled and stood up from the bed. Allison walked in. Oh, good morning, sleepy day. How nice of you to arise and shine at the ripe hour of 2:34 p.m. Gave her a friendly glare. Oh, can it? I heard enough from her already. And it was all deserved, I'd like to think. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I'm ready to go now. Alright. I walked down the stairs of Chio's apartment for the last time, and out onto the street where Chio, Eri, and Katomi were waiting. Hey, good morning. Oh my god, I get it. Chio laughed. I figured she would have known I'd already heard more than my fair share of complaining from Ski and Allie. It's alright. We anticipated it. Eri's been keeping herself busy just fine. With what? Take a look for yourself. I walked over to the door of her car and looked inside to see Erin's thumbs in a frenzy over her phone screen. Ever since I bought her that cat plush, she'd become addicted to noise sunlight. The game it was from. I laughed. She didn't notice. Yeah, that tracks. Anyway, we're all ready to go. Yep, hop in. Allison, Ski, and I walked over to the back seat of Chio's rather large car. It had been a few weeks since everything that had happened at the Hachioji cemetery. We kept ourselves waiting. We kept ourselves waiting, anticipating an attack from Dawn, but it had never come, which led us to be even more suspicious of what she could be up to. After experiencing over 1 million cycles simultaneously, I had overclocked myself, and was thrown out for my synchronization with Layer 2 by the Duskbreaker by EDEP. I hadn't been able to access anything on Layers 1 or 2 since, left us relatively powerless when it came to fighting back against Dawn if she showed up. Or so we thought. Ski had come to my room sweating a few nights ago. Saturday. Allison and I jumped up a bit. Neither of us were expecting the sudden intrusion. Yeah. What the hell's got you all riled up and sweaty? I remembered something. I remember things all the time. Well, what did you remember? A back door in the simulated world that allows us, light remote access to the Duskbreaker terminal. Wait, what? Okay, calm down, then explain. Bestie Aeon, congrats on being not first. It's lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. Gonna have an ad break start in like a minute. Ski sat down on the oddly placed chair in the corner of the room and took a few deep breaths. She sat down in the cuck chair. So, you know how the Duskbreaker only simulates Japan, right? Yeah. It's not absolute. There are a few spots where the simulation is naturally weakened at the absolute edges of the country. So like in Mind Blast when you go to the far place. I don't know what anything you just said means. It's like how in procedurally generated video games. If you go far enough out into the infinite world of world generation, you hit an overflow. Game engine will stumble over itself trying to generate actual data. Yeah, it's somewhat the same principle here. Basically hacking into the Duskbreaker through a point where the security of EDEP is much, much weaker. I frowned. Wait, if this was there the whole time, how come you didn't make a beeline for that when you were flung into layer 0 before? I was so out of it when that happened that it honestly completely slipped my mind. I never really had any reason to think about hacking into the Duskbreaker since I was already, or at the very least thought myself to be satisfied with my position on layer 1. I guess that's fair, yeah. So, where is this weak spot? Cape Soya, the northernmost point in Japan, in Hokkaido. And that's how we ended up packing our bags to take a trip to Sapporo, a big city near the point Ski had mentioned. Glanced out the window as the countryside flew past us. When you think about it, this whole journey has just been one long road trip from the bottom of Japan to the top, huh? What do you mean? Well, in the simulated history, we lived in Tanegashima, which is really close to the southernmost point of the country. And I went up to Kagoshima for the summer, out to Tokyo for the fall, and now we're going up to Sapporo for the winter. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's more like every time you got to Tokyo, you looped back to Tanegashima and repeated that 8,266 times. And now we're going to Sapporo to finish things once and for all. I laughed. So much has changed, and I don't know how to feel about it all. But things feel like they're starting to be right again, if that makes sense. So, well, for one, storyteller and I being one again. Obviously, felt like I regained a part of myself because, well, I did. But it feels like I'm starting to see the world for what it truly is. I guess I can understand that. It's like the pill analogy. Sure, staying in Wonderland would have been great. Never have to face stuff head on, so your life is way more consistent. Everything becomes the same, and you like that. The idea that I represent. Yeah, on the other side of things, forcing yourself to charge into the ugly truths, putting yourself at so much more risk of harm for a greater sense of happiness. The Liberator's idea. Yep. I think the thing I've come to realize is you kind of need both. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to face things as they come at you. That's how life is. And overcoming them will lead to an exponentially greater happiness than if you just stayed in your comfort zone unbothered. But you need to care about yourself too. You need to know that it's okay to take time to heal. Take things at your own pace. And to know that feeling of wanting to just run away is part of you. Part of you that just wants to help. Ski didn't say anything. When Storyteller was in contact with Layer 4 to execute her plan to break Lock S, she called it the Vivid Stasis Operation, and I think I figured out why. Yeah, why? I mean, think about it for a second. I'm not gonna spell it out for you. Ski thought for a few minutes. Then there was a light bulb that seemed to go off in her mind. I think I get it. The Vivid Stasis Operation wasn't just about breaking Lock S, huh? I nodded. Yeah, it was all about joining Vivid and Stasis, breaking the separation between them. Because you need both of them, and both can represent either. Damn, that Storyteller. She's a whole other level. Hey, no need to talk about her like she isn't here. She's inside now. Sometime soon, you'll see her for yourself, you know? You're right. Sorry, Storyteller. I'm not bothered. Also, there's no need to refer to her separately anymore. Fair enough. The drive continued for many hours. As the sun set behind the mountains, Chio pulled the car over to a rest stop that had a cafeteria. We got out to stretch our legs and grab dinner. Alright, the edible really hidden, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this on this difficulty. Oh god. I am way too high for this. Jesus. Oh man, it screamed at me in AOL. Sayoshi, good morning. Thank you for the good luck. I was struggling so much. Oh man, that was a struggle. A bit after 10 p.m., Chio pulled the car over to allow us to stretch our legs and grab a bite to eat. We stopped at a moderately sized rest stop with a cafeteria that was open overnight. Noob, good morning. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Allison stepped out of the car hurriedly. What happened? Are you okay, Sat? I stood up way too fast. Allison sighed. We've been in the car for over 6 hours with minimal breaks. I'm surprised you didn't have to get out of the car at any point in that. I'm very resilient, I think. Evidently, your legs aren't. Chio walked out of the driver's side door and walked by us as she headed toward the entrance, towards the rest stops building. Hey, thanks for your input, Peanut Gallery. Allison and Chio laughed. Go find us a seat, okay? Take a second to let your legs adjust. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, love. I had way too much coffee today. I'm in the opposite. I had like a little bit of edible and then suddenly it's hit me like a truck. The art style here is really good. Hey, we gotten in here. Welcome in, Bastien. Allison fidgeted a little, flustered, and walked off in the same direction as Chio. Sat back down on the edge of the car seat with the door open. A taller figure walked up next to me. Do you think they have salmon nigiri here? It's a convenience store rest stop, and not a world-class restaurant. Ski sighed with a defeated look. I take just salmon or just nigiri, honestly. You're working with flour, does that mean? True. The concept of that stuff is fascinating, but you've never actually had some. It's fun. I normally don't during the day, but sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck it, let's get a little day high. She walked in the rest stop following Allison and Chio. I looked in the back seat behind me. Are they still asleep? Ari and Katomi had fallen asleep a few hours into the ride, which surprised me. Never partaken in the devil's lettuce either. It doesn't interest you. You're glad others enjoy it. If it wasn't for edibles, I wouldn't. Because I hate smoking it. So if I didn't have any other option to like, if it was just smoking it, I would never, because my fucking lungs hate that shit. It surprised me even more when they didn't budge on an inch when we started playing aggressive speedcore music with the sole intent of trying to wake them up. I mean, they were frozen like they'd just been turned to stone. I nudged Katomi. Hey, rest stop. Here. Now. Katomi finally stirred a bit and opened her eyes. Well, I'll be there in a sec. I checked a bit and stood up from the car. This time, my legs didn't crash into TV static immediately. I walked to the rest stop building. You try it if it wasn't expensive and also didn't smell like that. See, that's what I like about edibles. It's cheap and a little cheaper, and it doesn't smell like that. Well, I guess living in Philly, I'm so much more used to the smell than I was before. Because there's people smoking out in the open all the time. Like, even though, like, Jersey was legal for recreational, like, nobody really smoked outside. Probably just in their cars or whatever. You see with that, you have to. Okay, so like where I lived in the suburbs, none of my neighbors did it, or if they did, like we were far enough away that way, like we couldn't smell it, right? Stuff like the cookies can cause accidental space missions. That's what happened to me the other night. I literally sent a bunch of my friends a message like I feel like a cartoon character getting launched to space, or like they're like pressed into the back of their chair and their face is like. Brrr. I was like glued to my bed, like strapped in, like oh man, oh man. It was really funny. A bunch of people were like, "Hey, are you okay, dude?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just accidentally got a little way too high." Just full 10. Yeah. It didn't take me long to find the cafeteria, and even less time after that to find the table Allison had found for us. She waved to me as I walked over. Hey, legs better? Legs serviceable. The brand you gave me is your all-time favorite. Hell yeah. All of them has been pretty choice. There's a couple of YouTubers who occasionally cross your YouTube recommendations where one had lovely homemade cookies and basically munchied herself into the entire box. They had 3 people on babysit duty and someone had to pull the plug just in case. She had a great time. Yeah. Yeah. Text person next to I want a hospital. Hospital. She laughed and then I took a seat. Did you get a chance to see the stuff they have here? I did. The thing is, even though the rest stop is open overnight, the kitchen isn't, which makes sense, but it looks like it closed at 9 p.m. Oh, so there's nothing to eat. I mean, there's a convenience store built onto the building. Seems like that's our only option. Honestly, fair enough. Should I go get some stuff then? I'll come with. Okay. Back to work on register today. Okay, Red, have a good day at work. Mo stood up and walked across the building interior to the convenience store. A few minutes later, we came back with not much other than a few bags of chips and grape popsicle. Well, that was pointless. Why are we honking? The fuck is your problem, dude? Not really. Have you tried that grape popsicle yet? Huh? I don't think I have. This thing is insane. Seriously, I don't know what they put in it. Allie, it's just a grape popsicle. Try it. Okay, okay, I'll try it. Confused by her sudden energy, I unwrapped the popsicle and bit into it. Well... Oh, holy shit. I told you. Wow. I told you. Well, I guess that teaches me. Wow, this is good. We both laughed and sat at the cafeteria for just a bit, eating the store-brand potato chips after a while. Allison spoke up. Have I told you yet that your new outfit is honestly is insanely pretty? At least a dozen times. Well, it is, because it's true. I don't disagree. It just felt like the right time for a makeover, I guess. Honestly, I still don't know the full details of what happened at the graveyard. You've explained it to me, but it's just so much to wrap my head around, you know? Yeah, I don't blame you. It all feels like a dream still, but I guess these clothes are proof it wasn't. Because of her. Storyteller, huh? Yeah, it's a weird case. I have all of her memories now, so it's not like she's gone and all. But I don't know. It's tough. All of us is really complicated. She understood a lot of it, so realistically, I should too, but I still feel like there's so much I don't get. I guess she did have years to come to terms with it and all, and understand it, but sometimes I wish I could ask more questions. Still in a dream, snake eater? I see. Sorry. I don't really think I understand what you're going through in the exact detail, but I'm still here for you. I'll listen no matter what, okay? Yeah, I get you. Thanks. Of course. Yeah, I guess I can't really falter here. I have a job to finish. A job she started with you. I promised her I'd take the reins, so I'll do that. I'll just do that, no matter what. By the way, did I tell you? I actually got Ski to agree to spend time with us during our arcade trip when we get to Sapporo. Yo, no way. Damn, she's really opening up, huh? Yeah, it's so surreal to see, but glad to see it nonetheless. Yeah, Saturday, can I ask you maybe something a little tough? You know you can. What's up? Allison's gaze lowered a bit. Has it not been hard for you being around her? When you know that her name and appearance aren't... You know. Sat back in the seat of the cheap cafeteria table we were at. At first, yeah, I didn't have that problem with Dawn because her appearance, name, etc. was entirely formed, created by my own mind during the severance of emotion. But Ski is, well, was my sister's name. Took a bit to adjust to that because it's not the Ski we know because the Ski we know right now is not her. It's not. I mean, even further than that, she's a part of you, isn't she? Sure, but I don't think it makes a difference. Does it not? Not currently. She'll be part of me, definitely. It's required for us to leave with the Duskbreaker that we rejoin. Same with Dawn. But right now, she isn't me, right? She's her own person, fueled by her own humanity, with her own feelings and opinions and experiences. I think that individuality is enough to separate us, at least while we're like this. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's an oddly you way of looking at it, I think. I let out a teasing laugh. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Well, it's just... You know, you've changed a lot these past, well, I guess months wouldn't be accurate since it looped so many times. No, I think that's accurate. As far as as myself am concerned, my memories only contain that of this cycle, the 8,266th. If I have the storyteller's memories, I'm still me, I think. I guess that's fair. Honestly, I'm so confused about the whole cycle thing. You said you've been through millions of cycles, but we're still on 8266? I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't blame you. And honestly, you don't need to worry about it. It would take a lot of time to explain in detail. I'd rather save that for once we're out of this mess for good, you know? Fair enough. But as I was saying, you've changed so much these past months, but not in a way that feels that different, I guess. To put it simply, I can definitely tell that Saturday from July 2022, the Saturday in front of me right now, is still the same person. I'm really glad. Kind of worried about that, to be honest. Really? How come? At first, I was really ashamed by the way I acted, especially in those few months where my leg was injured. I had to sit in our home in Kagoshima just doing nothing. I mean, you were there for it. There were a lot of moments where I blamed myself, or way more than I should have. Yeah. So, when we flew out to Tokyo, I was like, this is a fresh start for Saturday, Tasogare. Untethered by her past mistakes. And then that ended up screwing me over so badly once I actually realized what was going on with our lives. And the world and everything. That's fair, yeah. It's like, when you really fuck up and make a mistake, you can't just put it behind you, you know? Otherwise, you don't really learn from it at all. As human beings, we are our experiences and our memories, and can't really try to throw away any of them just because they aren't something you do anymore. Gotta keep our mistakes close to us so that we can learn from them. So that we can come to terms with the fact that both the person that made the mistake in the first place and the person we are now are not still the same person. Allison smiled. Such a sentimental dork, you know that? Yeah, I am. And I'm finally, like, happy with who I am. I feel like I've finally come alive in a sense. Even better before the Duskbreaker, or even before the Duskbreaker, I was pretty unsure about a lot of things in my life. Kind of felt like I was an amalgamation of the people and the things that I liked, surrounded by me, or that surrounded me, more of a jumble of concepts than my own person, I guess. Cat Dad, good morning, welcome in. I definitely know that feeling. I'm still working on that myself. Yeah, and the thing is, I know you'll get there. Everybody can. And being with people who you know are there for you every step of the way will make that so much easier. I believe you. Thank you, Saturday. Right back at you, cutie. Bottom text. I stood up. I'm gonna head outside. Take in some more fresh air before we get back on the road. This sounds good. I'll meet you at the car then. Gotcha. Walked out of the rest stop area. As I walked outside, I spotted a familiar dress flowing off the bench to the right of the door. Oh, hey. Ski looked over at me. What you up to? Bottom text? Yeah, I sure hope they do. What you up to? Just thinking. I sat down on the bench next to her. What about? Humanity. Ski looked up at the night sky. Never really noticed all the stars in the sky, you know? There are a lot of them. Yeah, it's a surreal feeling. Well, I guess it's more like a surreal... It's surreal feeling. Yeah, I can kind of imagine. So much of my existence as the World Keeper up until now has been spent lacking that. Filtering out anything that wasn't important to my purpose. It wasn't really that I never got the chance to see the stars in the sky, but I wasn't capable of considering looking at them in the first place, if that makes sense. It does, yeah. But now, spending time on layer 0, I'm a lot more prone to, well, emotions. All of them. It's a big adjustment. I guess it's a big adjustment to even have to adjust in the first place. Do you ever regret it? Being down here, I mean. Hell no, not one bit. Take the inherent complexity of being human over the lifeless husk trying to keep you from trapped in the simulation one day of the week. It was miserable. Well, it wasn't miserable to me, but looking back, until that I was capable of feeling during all of that, I would have found it miserable. I'm glad to hear that. We sat for a few minutes watching the night sky and the countless dots that illuminated it. You know, I've been wondering about something. Wonder away. Why are you so nice to me? Why is it so easy for you to accept who I am? What I did, why I look like this? Not even your sister, and yet... Yeah, you're right. You aren't my sister. I think that's why I found it easier than you think. I think that, in some alternate universe, if you were instead my sister, somehow brought back to life. It would be a lot harder to come to terms with it. Impossible, maybe. But you aren't her. You're me. I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I think I know myself pretty well at this point. You're Tsuki Tasagare, sure, but even in this fabricated history, you're my sister. You're not the same Tsuki Tasagare that was my sister in the real world. Honestly, the two of you are nothing alike. Tamed ice cream is whiskey white chocolate flavor. Ooh, and you added some bitters so that to get that old fashioned. That sounds incredible. Really? I laughed out loud a little. Yeah, for one, that outfit is so me. She was always super casual. She would never wear anything like that. That's your example? Looks are important, to me at least, mainly my own look. Ski laughed a little. The two of us looked back up at the stars again. Really glad we can finally be proud of who we are. I'm not you, you're me. You know, I was thinking about something else, something more relevant to our current situation. And what's that? Ski's expression stiffened. The idea to use my humanity as a weapon. Corbo, good morning. Next time we make it, probably gonna less white chocolate in the base recipe, more in chips. But higher quality. Hell yeah. Wait, did you make the ice cream yourself? Gonna grab some more water. Also, we're gonna have an ad break in like a minute. It was close to midnight when we finally pulled into the hotel we had a reservation for in Sapporo. We stepped out of the car, went right outside the front entrance, and Chio went to pull it into the underground parking. Hotel, sweet hotel. You ever think about how with all the cycles you've subjected us to a bit over 10,000 times? Damn, okay, I see how it is. Well, I didn't mean it like that. Ari and I laughed. Kotomi finished picking a drink at the vending machine on the street corner and walked over to us. Gotta run to the theater for the last show of this production. Have a good time at the theater. This apple drink is nuts, dude. Yeah? Kotomi held up a small plastic bottle with a cute little apple mascot on it. Took a big sip from it. A 20 stream streak. Holy shit, thank you for your continued support. Shit's good. I believe you. Just then, Chio's figure walked around the bend at the edge of the street block. Got us all checked in. Here, Saturday and Ari, I'll give you 2 of these. She walked up to me and handed me a hotel room card. Oh, thanks. I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't want to give out keys for each of us. We had all been grouped into 3 groups of 2. Ali and I shared a room, Ari and Kotomi shared a room, and Chio and Ski shared a room. We took our room cards and walked to the front entrance of the hotel into the lobby. Later that night, I ended up taking a walk down to the dining hall before heading up for the night. Flaming hot mountain view. Flaming hot mountain view. They didn't have any flaming hot mountain view. God damn it. Oh well. I ended up taking a basic soda and brought it to the checkout. I spotted a familiar figure at one of the tables. Oh, hey Chio. Took a seat across from her. She looked up at me, surprised for a moment that I was still up. Yeah, still up, huh? Just grabbing a drink. How about you? You're usually asleep way earlier. Yeah, true. Just thinking about a lot of stuff, so I didn't want to retire for the night just yet, in case it carried over into my dreams. Want to talk about it? We have more important things to do on the go right now. Sure, but that is an excuse to push your feelings aside. What's going on? It's just, I'm nervous about what happens once we get out of here. In a lot of ways, but specifically, like, how it pertains to me and my involvement in all of this. That's entirely fair, yeah. Even if legally I end up getting punished, I'm really more worried about you guys. We work together right now, but once we're out of here, what am I to you and someone else? What I am to you is someone who got you wrapped up in all of this in the first place. Chio. It's just stressful, and when I hope or pray that things will just be easy, it's like I'm doubting the responsibility of what I've done. It just feels suffocating. Hey, Chio. Why did you join the Sunrise Foundation in the first place? Chio seemed confused as to where this was coming from. Well, there's an aspect of it where I had known your dad for a really long time. Also been meaning to ask how you two even came to meet. Oh gosh, I don't even know if I remember. Well, I'm 25 now, so it would have been 20 when we met. You just entered the big business world, and I was looking into it myself. We hit it off because we were both dissatisfied with the current state of mental health treatment in Japan. So that's why I joined the Sunrise Foundation when he founded it. Well then, I don't think it's an issue. Why not? You wanted to help. That's why you joined the foundation. That's why you built the Duskbreaker. That's all that really matters to me. You think so? I don't know if I'm deserving of that. Legally, this situation might be complicated. Once we're out of here, sure. I'm not denying that, but I'm not gonna just suddenly not have your back once we're out of the Duskbreaker. Saturday. So don't fret it, okay? Honestly, you're the bravest 19-year-old I've ever seen. Though, I guess the situation that had bred the bravery isn't exactly something most teens experience. Troy, congrats on being not first. Better luck next time. I laughed. That's true. There's also the fact that I'm technically 21, because the storyteller was. Huh, didn't actually put that together. Fair enough then, you're the bravest 21-year-old I've ever seen. Snow, how dare you? I'm flattered. We laughed and I took a drink from the soda bottle I'd brought. You know, in a way, I kinda lament it. Lament what? Leaving this world behind. Really? Sure, I mean, This world is designed with with the express purpose of giving us a happier life than the one that might exist for us on the outside. It's sad to leave it behind in a way. Yeah, that's true. I found myself emphasizing with skiing more as time goes on. Not that it'll change my decision. I know that leaving the simulation is what we have to do, but I still do lament it a bit sometimes. Don't blame you. Very accurate simulation, after all. Patting yourself on the back there. Chio laughed. Hardly. I was the hardware engineer for this thing. My involvement was making sure this thing had the stupidly high amount of memory it needed. Huh. Fair. Though in some cycles, I swear I remember it being flipped, that you were the software engineer. Cycle differences, huh? Certainly strange. She took out her wallet and looked at her driver's license. Weird to think that I just don't have this in some cycles. How did we even get out to the Okawachi Shrine if I didn't drive us there? There were a few different ways. Sometimes there just so happened to be a bus running. Probably Dawn's doing. Other times we biked all the way. Those cycles were not fun. Doesn't sound like they would be. Guess it's handy that the simulation covers Japan, famous for its public transport. True. Took another drink from my soda bottle. But yeah, seriously, don't worry about it. We'll stick together, I promise, okay? Thank you, Saturday. That means a lot. It's good to see you, Snarlin. Of course. Felt a vibration in my pocket and took out my phone to see a new text message. Saturday, where are you? I'm eepy. Coming. Couldn't help myself grinning like an idiot. Chio gave me a teasing glare. Best get some rest, or whatever it is you two do when the lights go out. I blushed a little. Shh, that ain't none of your business. Yeah, I know. Go on. Good night, Chio. Sleep well, Saturday, and thanks again. Walked out of the cafeteria and rode the elevator back up to my room. Alright, let's see if we can do a 9 still. I might be a little high. Oh. Here's hoping hyperfocus takes over for me. That was so bad. That was so bad. What do you mean I got an A? That was terrible. What do you mean? The next morning, I found myself awake at the midpoint between 10 and 11. Allison was still asleep, so I tiptoed out of the room, took the elevator down to the dining area. Walking into the dining hall, it seemed like they were just finishing up serving breakfast. Oh man, it's the worst when you miss breakfast. Does Japan even do hotels with free? I mean, they probably do, right? Because there's like chains that are over there that like this one's do. I'm wondering like how prevalent like breakfast at your hotel is in other countries. You know, they do from a vlog. I don't know about you guys, but if I stay at a hotel that doesn't do like the continental breakfast or whatever, I get so pissed. I get so cranky if I have to go get my own breakfast. I made it in the nick of time. Just like last night, I spotted a silhouette and I recognized sitting at one of the tables. Well, two silhouettes technically. Oh, it's Ari and Katomi. I grabbed my breakfast before they finished closing up and walked over to where the Nichibotsus were sitting. That does not feel like a good name. Morning. Oh, hey. You're up earlier than you usually are. Well, I feel like trying to save the world. Should at least, feel like if we're trying to save the world, I should at least keep a normal sleep schedule for now. Especially after getting yelled at about it yesterday. Fair enough. Take a seat, yeah? Sure. Put my tray down on the table and sat down on the bench next to Ari. Saving the world, huh? I wonder if that's really what we're doing. What do you mean? I mean, we're not saving this world at all, are we? I think we're kind of dooming it to being shut down. I've been thinking about that. That's true, but it's not like this world is real, or nobody here other than us is a real person. Logically, that's true, but morally, I can't help but feel a sense of regret. No, I understand. I was talking about this with Chio last night. I mean, we all know what we need to do. We need to get out of here. That's the first and foremost thing, but it's also kind of sad to be leaving behind a world designed to keep us happy. Yeah. Now that we've seen the world for what it is, we can't see it as real anymore. It was easier back when we were unaware, because we didn't have any reason to observe the logical imperfections of the world as technological drawbacks that they are. Yeah, and I kind of lament that, especially when we consider that Ari and I's role in your guys' life was fabricated even more than anyone else's. I was confused. What do you mean? We got some of our memories back. Oh shit. The big thing, I think, was realizing that Layer 3 that you, Allison, and Shio lived in before entering here, the Layer 3 that Katomi and I existed in before entering, aren't the same. Huh? I don't quite follow. I'm surprised. You've talked about it a fair amount of times before, that many worlds interpretation. Huh. So wait, you guys aren't from the same world as the rest of us. Yeah, the exact details of why or how we ended up here, can't quite make out, but we can say that much for certain. Wow, that's kind of surreal to think about. That you and I never knew each other before entering the Duskbreaker. Don't get me wrong, Ari and I don't plan to just ditch you guys in the first chance we get. First off, I don't even think we can do that. That shutdown sequence thing is probably gonna pop us right out into your original world. Wait, but how would that make sense? You two don't have bodies to return to in our world. That's another thing. I come to realize that we aren't like you guys in that sense. Your minds were brought into this world, and your bodies simulated as a result of that. And the bodies you inhabit will disappear when you go back to your real ones, at least, I assume. But we aren't like that. These are our original bodies. Huh? What? How? Saturday, if we knew that, we would have told you. Still piecing things together. Are you even sure you'll be able to get out of here when you shut down the world? I don't want you two getting trapped in here. I guess this is as good a time as any then. What do you mean? To ask you a favor. I was confused. And that would be for you to use the power of the fourth dimension to send our bodies up a layer. It's the fourth dimension. Didn't know if it was possible, but if anyone could do it, it would have to be you. I don't know if I can promise that. My connection to the fourth dimension has been right only ever since the graveyard incident. I can speak to the fourth dimension through the narration of the TVO client, but it takes time to be sent up, so I can't hold a consistent conversation or use any of the power. That's okay. As if you do give me the ability to access the 4th dimension again. I mean, if I can, then of course I will. Nobody's getting left behind if I can help it. Thanks, Saturday. It's really all we can ask for. Took a hearty bite of my breakfast that was already starting to get a little cold. So, do you know what you're gonna do when you get out of here? Find our sister, or a way to contact our sister. Huh? Your sister? There's another one of you? Yeah. Kanshi Nichibotsu. Our memories of her were struck from the record when we entered the simulated world, but in getting them back, we were able to remember her. Huh, I had no idea. Kanshi, huh? I don't know why, but it feels like everything is connected to her. We find Kanshi, we'll figure out the truth of what caused us to end up here. That's wild. I wonder what she's like. We do too. You're awake again. Welcome back to the land of the awake. I mean, I'll help you look into it, obviously. You sure? You deserve to take a break after you get out of here Saturday. Please don't immediately jump into something else. Oh, it's no problem, I promise. I want to help. It's appreciated. I finished off what was my breakfast tray and sat back. In more current matters, are you guys joining us tonight? For your excursion to Cape Soya? I thought you wanted it just to be Yuchio and Ski. No, not that. I'm dragging Ski out to the arcade. Oh god. Hey, it's gonna be a blast! None of that. Regardless, Allison and I were already planning to do a night market. Why don't you guys go after that? Just go afterwards. We can group up at the arcade, and once we're done, we can all go to the market. Oh, I like that idea. Fine by me. But don't expect me to be a huge arcade junkie. Bet. Don't give me that look. Around 8-ish, I think, Ski, Chio, and I needed to leave an hour before midnight. That should be enough time to allow us to do both the arcade and the night market, yeah? The night market closes at 11 p.m., so that works out pretty well. Sounds like a plan. Alright, I'm gonna head back to my room and see if Allie's up yet. Let her know about the plan, yeah? It sounds good. We were just about to head out for a walk anyway. Oh, have fun. See you guys later tonight. Walked over to where the dirty breakfast trays were slotted and slid mine into the holder. Then walked over to the elevator and rode it back up to the room. Kanshi Nichibotsu, huh? God, I miss hotel breakfasts. Where else can you eat entirely too many waffles? I fucked up at the end. Oh my god. 2 batteries off. Fuck off.
Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the wood that is crushed. The more a thing turns to be permanent, the more it tends to be lifeless. My identity is in the place. I have realized that the past and future are illusions. Make your life still be with me. I have a special promise. You were never mine to lose.
That got stressful at the end. Okay. This song's fun. Kind of reminds me of Smooch from 2DX. Like in this part. The first song you ever put out online was a remix of that song. Oh, yo, hell yeah. I really enjoyed that one. Oh, hold on. Let me check something before we get too far into this. Alright, so we'll finish up this section and we'll get out of here. Later that night, the five of us had arrived at the arcade. Chio had stayed behind at the hotel to prepare for our journey to Cape Soya later that night. Ski, are you ready to have your world rocked? No. Don't you think you're hyping her up a little bit, Saturday? No. Oh god. The arcade building we ended up choosing was a giga building with 5 floors. It was open for another 2 hours. The streets of Sapporo were crowded as snow fell down as we walked along. Being in the north of the country, it was naturally very snowy during this time of year, and there were a lot of snow-related festivals to accommodate that. Maybe it's a good thing Chio wasn't here. Does she have, like, any heavier outfits? Never seen any. Me neither. Nope. Damn. Living down in Tokyo for most of my life, we got to see a bit of snow. But never anything like what you see in the north. I definitely hadn't seen as much as all my time in Tanegashima in the simulated world, so I was enjoying the weather. Finally, we arrived out in front of the huge building and walked inside. Immediately, once we stepped inside, Ari covered her ears. I'd forgotten to warn her about the noise levels inside arcades. Oh, Jesus. Ski looked behind her, seemingly glaring at the exit door longingly, but I wasn't going to let her get away that easily. Nope, nuh-uh. Nope, you're not going anywhere. Ski sighed. I walked over to the sign on the wall that listed the various themes of the floors. Do you want to start with fighting games or rhythm games? I don't want to start with either. Allie, what do you think? She an FG girl or an RG girl? Definitely fighting games, I think. She has that scythe and everything. I can't believe my hollow weapon of choice is being used against me like this. Fighting games it is. They're on the 3rd floor. Let's get a move on. I skipped up the stairs excitedly. Tomi and Allie were following closely behind, and Ari and Ski slumped down at the back, exasperated. Okay, so, I mean, you know what a joystick does, right? I'm not that stupid. Yeah, so it's like that. Basically, you want to chain a bunch of button inputs together to do some combos and drain the other person's health bar. Seems reasonable enough. Can I go up against you? I gulped. Are you sure? I'm pretty good. I don't want you to have, like, a bad first experience, so, like... 5 minutes later. What the fuck? Did I do it right? I looked back at the screen. It showed that the round score in the best of 5 format we picked, the scoreboard read 3-0 for Ski's player. I think I've uncovered a newfound fear of my own capabilities in fighting games. I guess you'd better hope it gets transferred to you in the merge then. Huh? Ski looked confused. What? What did I say? Oh, nothing. It's just, I don't think you've acted smug like that before. It caught me off guard for a bit. In a good way. I see. Allison moved closer to me and whispered in my ear. Did you know this would happen? No, I didn't know she would regain some humanity by playing fighting games. Oh my god. Okay again. You were going easy on me. Give me everything you've got. Okay. I wasn't even going easy on you. We played again. This time everything changed. I actually only lost 3-1 this time. Jesus Christ. Gonna have another ad break start in a moment. Damn, wait, this is kind of fun. I'm glad you're having fun. After a few more matches, I felt Ari tap on my shoulder. Hey, what's up? Do you need to go outside? Sorry, I forgot to warn you about the noise and... Put me in. Huh? Put me against her. Huh? Sure, come on up. The scene that followed could be described akin to a complete reversal of everything Ski had gained in the past month. It was almost painful to watch. No, no, you bastard! She's getting thoroughly and utterly demolished in every aspect. Aries' transformation was borderline horrifying. Ads are starting any moment now. I had never seen someone's hand move and press buttons as fast as she did. I've played a lot of rhythm games. Eri Nichibotsu. At one point, Ski had actually tried to summon her scythe, and which, of course, did not work. Despite it all, though, it was kind of endearing in its own way. Seeing her fall to base human instincts like this really did prove that she was more human than she used to be. Okay, that's enough, you two. We've got the whole rhythm game floor to get through, too. Ski glared at Eri, who seemed unusually smugged. This is not over. Sure thing. Ski made an uncharacteristic hissing noise, and we stepped back into the stairwell to go up a floor. The next floor was lined with multiple cabinets of various different kinds of rhythm games. This is where I'm out of my element. Okay, which one do you want to— oh, holy shit. Austin looked at me inquisitively, following my gaze, which landed on a small multi-game installation. Is that a noise Arcapo cabinet? I've been looking for a place that has one of these for ages. Is that uncommon? It is. AC cabinets are expensive to acquire due to their exclusivity to— 6 minutes later. So basically, yeah, it's a little uncommon. Everyone had already long since stopped listening except for Ski and I. Okay, no. We're here for Ski. I can play the noise AC later, so which one do you want to do first? Ski looked around, surveying each of the vastly different machines. That one. She pointed to a dance game. Oh god. Are you sure? I'm very not good at dance games. Seems the most fun to try. I sighed. Alright, come on. I stepped to the flashy cabinet and I scanned my pass card. Ski didn't have one, so she just played on guest profile. It was a nice change of pace, actually. Ski was still way better than I expected someone who hadn't played the game to be, but not at the level that I couldn't match her skill level. We played a few credits and finally left the arcade. After we stepped out of the arcade, I turned to Eri. So, where is the night market? Eri pulled out her phone and pointed to her location on the map system. We started walking down the street to the transit station when Katomi spoke up. Hey, why don't we all take a picture? You don't have one with Ski yet, do we? What? Oh, true, hold on. Okay, everyone, group up over here. Took out my phone and set it up on a bench across from where we were and hit the button to take a timed picture. Wait, shit, I thought it was on 5 seconds. 2 seconds later, the photo was taken. Picked up my phone and opened up the gallery. Oh my god, Saturday, you look horrified. I didn't know it was on 2-second mode, shut up. I'm not used to seeing it myself. You have a nice smile, Ski. This is a great picture. Yeah, much nicer than what Saturday has going on here. Shut up! Oh my god, I'm the world's most tortured girl. Everyone laughed, and for a moment, all of our worries seemed to fade away. In the middle of this dying world, we found life. We were alive. This is how things were meant to be. Now that's left to finish what was left for us to do. I think that's gonna be it for this. Because Faye just went live. And there's still gonna be more stuff behind that, so I'm gonna call that here. It was good to be back for at least a little bit. I'm gonna go lay down because now that I've decided that I'm gonna call it, I'm exhausted now. So we'll go here, we'll go do this. Let me put on some chill jams. And hey, I have— wrong folder. Been your host for a few hours. I have social media there, Discord there, and a YouTube there. Those are all the best places to find out when I go live outside of hitting the follow button and making sure alerts are turned on. I have a Ko-fi right there. It's got the $5 a month sub off Twitch button, which is where you take the cost of Twitch subscription, give it directly to content creators, and Jeff Bezos doesn't get any of it. And I think that's just grand. To set up a way for you to do just that. However, spending money is never required to be here. The only thing you spend here is time, because I'm trying to keep it, and I'm really bad because I don't practice with a metronome. Go ahead and grab this raid message if you're subscribed. Grab this one if you're not subscribed. Right, because it's not using my name. Okay, it still comes through anyway. Just post it anyway. I know it's the same thing, but I like having it formatted. We're gonna go say hi to my dear bestie, Fatale, who's doing some co-working today in Spirit City, and we love that. So until I see you again, Mooncakes, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. I'm sending a kiss to the stars directly to you, and I hope I get to see you around real soon, okay? Okay, bye.